As Manchester City extend their lead at the top of the table to 11 points, things turned a little sour as apparently a carton of milk was thrown over Jose Mourinho.
It's not the first time Old Trafford's been the scene of a post-match food fight now, has it? After Cesc Fabregas turned over-enthusiastic delivery boy whilst playing for Arsenal back in 2004. If you're a slice of pizza, that's Sir Alex Ferguson.
So
the
gross.
thought of it.
I know he must have been fuming. And just like those of you who overindulge on Christmas Day, Stoke's Ryan Shawcross was busy at both ends as he scored for and against Spurs on Saturday.
As you may have guessed, there's a certain culinary theme to this week's show, so it's a good job we've got a couple of famous chefs in the house to cook me up some Christmassy treats to try. Here you go.
Treats?
Yeah, treats.
They told you it was treats?
Treats, yeah, treats.
Welcome, Studs Up. That's right, this week's Studs Up is a festive food special, and we've got Masterchef finalists Billy and Jack here to cook up some Christmas delicacies from around the world for Johnny to try.
Oh, I love a bit of turkey, cheeky stuffing on the side, pigs and blankets.
Try cabbage rolls and eggs on noodles.
Cranberry sauce, maybe some like mince pies.
Here's what's coming up on today's show.
This is going to be great.
You gave that dish to Sanchez, the Colombian.
You could be called Dauphinoise. You could be called Dauphinoise. You could be called Dauphinoise.
He is French, so a show more full than a turkey sandwich on Boxing Day morn. Anyway, let's find out what else has been going on in the wide world of football. Manchester City set a new Premier League record, winning their 14th straight league match and ending Man United's 40-game home unbeaten run in the process.
In Italy, Gennaro Gattuso got his first win as AC Milan boss after the Rossoneri beat Bologna 2-1.
It was another controversial weekend for video technology in the Bundesliga, as Eintracht Frankfurt's Marius Wolf was sent off before being recalled to the pitch and shown a yellow instead, after the referee had reviewed the footage.
And Lotto winner Jane Park has caused a stir after saying she'd personally pay for Hibernian right-back Stephen Whittaker to retire. Jane tweeted the offer during her beloved Hibs 1-1 draw with Celtic.
All right, Layla, so Manchester City, 11 points clear at the top of the table. They've only dropped 2 points so far this season. Can anybody catch Guardiola's men?
No.
Good.
I mean, when they're on form, they're destroying teams. And when they're out of form, they're still winning.
Good point, good point. And if you look at the sides chasing them, I guess United, they're going to grind a lot of teams down this season, but I can't see them picking up that points difference. Tottenham, Liverpool, free scoring, maybe a little bit suspect at the back.
Arsenal.
Not going to dignify that with a response. And Chelsea, well, they're not the team they were last season, were they?
You know what else happened this week?
What?
The UEFA Champions League draw, which saw a record 5 English teams in the last 16.
Man City will be pretty pleased with the draw, getting Swiss side FC Basel.
While neighbours United face Spanish side Sevilla.
Jurgen Klopp will be happy as his Liverpool team play Porto.
Spurs have a tough draw as they face Italian champions and last year's finalists Juventus.
While one of the games of the round comes as Chelsea and Barcelona go head-to-head again.
So, Johnny, how do you think the top 16 are feeling about the draw?
Well, I guess it was 2012 when Chelsea last played Barcelona.
Yes.
Neither of these teams are quite the same as they were back then, but I can see it being a, wait for it, open game.
Perfect timing. Right, well, if Tottenham turn up like they did against Real Madrid, that's going to be an epic game.
Definitely, definitely. And City have to be happy with FC Basel, even if they are playing away from home. But I think without a doubt, the biggest game of the draw is Madrid-PSG. That's what the cameras are going to be waiting for.
Cannot wait. But we want to know what you're thinking. Which out of these do you reckon has the toughest draw? Show me your emojis. They're not in there, Johnny.
For Chelsea versus Barcelona, use the angry emoji.
For Man United against Sevilla, use the shocked emoji.
For Spurs versus Juventus, use the crying emoji.
And finally, for Liverpool against Porto, use the laughing emoji.
But we'll have to wait until February to find out which English teams can handle the pressure. Speaking of pressure, yeah, good, I like this.
Thank you.
It's time for our next segment. It's powered by Opta and brought to you by Golan Shaw. It's part 1 of this week's Pressure Index.
Pressure.
Good.
our Masterchef finalists and bona fide social media celebrity chefs. Please welcome Billy and Jack.
Hello.
Billy, I'm going to start with you, mate. You're a Manchester United fan. What are your thoughts on the Champions League draw?
I am, I'm pretty chuffed. It could have been definitely a lot worse for us considering some of the other teams that have been drawn out. And you know what, Sevilla away could have been worse. And coming back to Old Trafford, second leg, I'm pretty confident.
How far do you think Man United can go?
We've still got the potential to win 4 bits of silverware, so obviously go for all 4.
He's confident.
Very confident. Probably too confident.
Yeah.
But confidence is good. And not completely surprising from a Man United fan. Guys, it's been a bit of a rollercoaster year for both of you since MasterChef last year. What's been some of the highlights?
We've done loads of stuff, haven't we? We cooked for a month on top of the South Bank Centre. We've cooked all around the country. We've cooked abroad as well. So a lot of cooking.
What's been the worst place you've cooked in the last year?
Ooh.
The worst place?
We cooked in a pub in the East End, which was definitely cleaner when we left than when we got there.
Very nice.
That was grim.
Speaking of which, it's time for Worst of the Week, and Alfie Brown has some choice words for Big Sam Allardyce and Jose Mourinho.
Hello, this is Alfie Brown and this is the worst of the week. The first worst thing that happened was Liverpool versus Everton, in which Sam Allardyce failed to actively engage in a competitive game of football and should really be writing a letter of apology to Jurgen Klopp's mum at this point. It wasn't football, it was dancing. These Everton players were employed as footballers, and yet Sam Allardyce seems reluctant to actually get them to use the ball, I don't know, with their feet. If I'm Ken Wright, I'm getting up to Sam Allardyce and going, hang on mate, we employ these lads to play football. If you're just going to do that with them, I'll flog these lads, we can all buy some new clothes, and you can stick out 11 of those iron things that we use for free kick training. As for Man United, one of the kind of greatest teams in the history of Premier League and football generally, at home to Man City, it's embarrassing. You must feel pretty sad about yourself when you go home. I mean, but managers setting up and playing boring football. We're football fans. We're watching football because we like football. We're not watching the football because we think we've been naughty and we deserve to be punished. Play football.
Over the Christmas period, footballers still have to watch their calories. Therefore, you have created a healthy Christmas dinner for us. The sort of thing they might eat. Walk us through it. It looks incredible.
So on the bottom, you can see a lovely slaw that we've made out of everyone's favourite Brussels, and then with a bit of red cabbage, some clementines, chestnuts, cranberries, walnuts, and it's got a lovely honey mustard and vinegar dressing. So yeah, very healthy, packed full of all those lovely ingredients.
You can't have Christmas dinner without a bit of turkey, obviously, and turkey's a great meat. It's really low in calories compared to a lot of other meats that you might use. So we've roasted it off here with allspice, a really great Christmas kind of flavour and everything else. And top that with some baked parsnips, some crispy baked parsnips, and a little cheeky little bit of crispy turkey skin.
So it looks delicious, but maybe not your traditional Christmas dinner. What would you say is the most unhealthy, stodgiest part of your sort of run-of-the-mill Christmas Day dinner?
I don't know, I reckon it's probably the fact that you eat just a lot of it.
Yeah, the complete lack of moderation.
Just like, not just like a few roast potatoes, it's like roast potatoes, like that.
You guys are doing an event that's pretty special. Tell me about it.
We are. So I was diagnosed with cancer early this year and I'm well on the road to recovery, but to raise awareness for that, because typically like a bloke, I didn't go to the doctor for quite a while, which fortunately didn't have any serious ramifications for me, but could have done. And we're obviously raising awareness about cancer and obviously raising funds with Cancer Research UK, and we're doing a 24-hour supper club that we're going to be cooking for 24 hours.
Yeah.
You're going to be cooking non-stop for 24 hours?
Pretty much,
Someone's going to be eating non-stop for 24 hours?
No, there's going to be lots of people eating over 24 hours.
Can we come?
Yeah, of course you can come.
Where do we go? When?
It's the 3rd and 4th of February next year at Plum and Spilt Milk in King's Cross. Loads of info on our website.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's
Well
going to be
done.
awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Guys, cooking for 24 hours, you know what that sounds like to me? A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure, lads. There we go. We've got a globe-trotting festive treat to finish up very shortly. But first, it's part 2 of our pressure index.
This is amazing.
Brought to you by Golden Shore, and it's powered by Opta.
So good. seeming as we have two incredible chefs with us today, we thought we'd do a footballer food special. We've got 5 dishes from different parts of the world, and Johnny, you have to guess which dish is from where via players, which will represent each country.
Easy.
Before we begin, without giving anything away, Billy and Jack, could you please walk us through what's in each dish?
We can indeed. So, to kick off, we have a little dumpling made with mashed potato and cottage cheese in the centre.
Beautiful. We've got a stuffed squash with rice, apricots, honey, and cinnamon.
Nice.
Next up, we have a lovely chicken noodle soup with a lovely boiled egg on the top and a little bit of paprika running through it.
We've got stuffed cabbage with pork mince and a little tomato sauce on the top.
And then to finish it off, last but not least, is a lovely little cheese. It's like a donut type thing. Is the best way to describe it.
So Johnny, let us begin with Paul Pogba.
Paul Pogba.
Which dish do you think he would try?
Well,
would
Pogba,
be used to?
Pogba's French. In France, they like baked goods. They like to fry stuff. Sometimes a bit of stodge. I'm going with these over here.
Ooh.
That is Mr. Paul Pogba's pre-match snack.
Interesting.
Moving swiftly on, David Silva.
Gonna go with this right here.
Okay. Intriguing.
Yeah.
There you go, David.
Victorian.
Katarian, okay. He's an Armenian boy. Armenians like rice. They like rice. And I'm putting Mickey over there.
Okay.
Sanchez.
Sanchez. I'm gonna go with this nice broth over here. It's a Colombian broth.
This leaves you with one last player, Lewandowski.
Lewandowski. Well, I told you I needed a Polish dish, and I'm going with this one over here.
Sure?
Strong.
Sure you don't want to have a rethink?
Strong.
Which one are you most confident in?
Pogba.
You're most confident
I think
in
I'm most confident in Pogba. Shall I?
Try that dish.
I don't even need a fork for this. I'm just gonna go with this top one here. all
So
the way
Paul
in.
Pogba representing France. You said it was this dish. Paul Pogba actually would have had le rouleau de chou over here.
Oh,
David Silva actually would have had the sopa de pollo con fideos. Do you know which that is?
I think we all know that. I don't know which one.
It's the egg and noodle syrup.
Oh.
You gave that dish to Sanchez, the Colombian. Sanchez actually would have had buñuelos.
The donut thing. Oh,
Here.
yeah.
Therefore, you've got 0 out of
You're
5.
not doing well, mate.
Let's
I've
use
got
this
to tell you.
opportunity to have a bit of this though, whilst we're there.
So you are trying the stuffed pumpkin, which is gampama. Is it good? You got that one right.
You got them all.
Last but not least, Robert Lewandowski. If you can put 2 and 2 together,
You've done it.
Oh my God.
you've done it
done it.
right.
Oh, what
It's
a
the
strong
dumplings, the
finish.
pierogi.
Let's just get this down in here.
2 out of 5, Johnny Nelson. I think you've done incredibly well. How does it all taste together? Because the mixture is probably fantastic. Do you want to throw to the next link? It's time for the 6-pointer.
Now, gentlemen, you've been nose to nose with John Turode and Greg Wallace in the Masterchef kitchen, but you ain't never felt heat like this before. Yes, it's Studs Up final 6-pointer quiz of the season, and it's a football and food special.
I hope it's mostly food-based questions.
Question number 1. Speaking on a football podcast earlier this year, what did Matt Le Tissier say he ate most days before training at Southampton? Was it a fast food drive-through breakfast, a bacon sandwich, or a box of donuts?
I reckon he's a bacon sandwich man.
Yeah, well, yeah. Or I think the fast food thing.
Easy, isn't it?
Drive-through.
He's
Well
right.
done! Hold that out of the bag. Question 2. What sweet treat did Antonio Conte accept from a journalist during the press conference following Chelsea's 3-0 Premier League victory over Leicester in January? Was it a chocolate bar, a cake, or a Danish pastry?
Danish.
Danish.
Yeah.
Danish.
I like the confidence. I like the confidence there. Sadly, misplaced. It was cake, boys. Cake.
Who did Spurs play on the final day of the 2005/6 season when their squad was stricken with food poisoning from bad lasagna? Oh, your face looks like you know this. Was it Charlton or West Ham?
I don't think that a football club called Charlton exists, so I'm going to go with the one that I recognise, West Ham.
I like the theory, and you're right!
So right.
Although Charlton does exist.
Charlton
Fully
does
does
exist.
Where's Charlton?
It's in London.
South London.
Is it?
South London, yeah.
South East.
What did Man United's Marcos Rojo eat during the club's Europa League game with Rostov last season? Was it a banana or an apple?
I think it's got to be bananas, right? I don't think you'd eat an apple.
Slow release and energy.
There is
High in potassium.
And it was a very good idea because it's correct.
Oh, yes,
Well
mate.
done! Barcelona fans threw the severed head of which animal at Luis Figo when he returned to Real Madrid in 2002?
Full pigs in Spain.
Yeah, probably an Iberico one. Expensive.
We're going to go for an Iberico, maybe a wild boar or an Iberico pig.
They're going with pig. And they're right!
Oh, yes!
4 out of 5. Time for your bonus question. If you get this right, you double
You
your
go
points
top.
and make
You
it to
go
8, top of the
Can you
table.
believe it? Last one of the season. Okay, bonus question. Arsene Wenger is forever associated with pasta, but what other carbohydrate source has been an ever-present on the Arsenal bench for his 3 Premier League title wins?
Could be called Dauphinoise.
You could be called Dauphinoise. You could be called Dauphinoise.
He is French.
Or Dauphine. Potato Dauphine.
Oh, Dauphine, that rings a bell.
Dauphinoise. Are we
It's
going
very
Dauphinoise?
complicated.
We're going Dauphine. Dauphinoise.
Really? I mean, that's ridiculous. But are you really going to go with that?
Don't
I
give me
don't
clues.
know. What about
Well, it's obviously-
gratin?
10,
Little
9.
6, 4, 3, 2,
Just shout
1.
carbohydrates.
Fritz! Oh, I'm so glad we got
No.
to an answer there. It's obviously incorrect. Pat Rice.
Oh,
Rice,
Pat Rice,
guys.
of course.
Amongst all the
Damn it.
deliberation, I'm afraid
Oh,
that
I'm
is all we
exhausted.
I've
have
heard of Pat
time
Rice.
for. You've been watching Studs Up with me, Layla Annalee, Jonny Nelson, and Billy and Jack. You can find them on their social medias. It's at Billy_and_Jack.
Remember, next week, join us for the Studs Up Christmas special. But for now, see you later, guys.